Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. So in my day-to-day adventures, my job and whatnot, I do happen to come across a lot of video games, toys, and vintage 90s, whatever items. I mean, really at this point, early 2000s is kind of a time capsule. But I was at a consignment sale and I found this GamePro magazine and it really kind of took me back in time. And so I just went through a little bit of it. Actually, I've not looked fully through this. I didn't have this idea until I got into it a little bit, but I was going to just like venture through this and kind of relive some memories, reminisce a little bit, maybe find some nuggets of information that we didn't know or whatever the case is, and see if things, a lot of times games are announced and details are given that just don't ever, match up with the final product. So this particular issue is issue 131, so this is August of 99, and man, 1999 was a really big year for gaming once I kind of started realizing what all was in here. So just looking at the front here, we got Tekken Tag Tournament, we've got Final Fantasy VIII up at the top, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Soul Calibur, Donkey Kong 64, and Perfect Dark. Sorry, that was blocked out there a little bit, but so there's some information we're going to get to on the inside. So just going over the front, it's kind of what we're going to be getting into. So let's take a dive. Here we go. So that worked out well. So we are greeted with Shadow Man. First off, man, with a banger right there, dude. So Shadow Man was it reminds me of like a really dark, not a part of my childhood, but it was dark because of this game. This was definitely a rental. Kept it for probably way too long, made it considerably far, and I remember distinctly taking this game back without having finished it. Looking at the bottom, it was released on N64, PC, CD-ROM, and PlayStation. I was not aware there was a PC release of that game, but it's a weird game, and I remember it being very blurry, very, built out of birthday cake type of textures and stuff, but it was definitely different. It's a cool game. Just a little dark. I don't remember finishing it. I feel like I played this around the same time as like Hex and 64 and all that. And I've always thought this guy looks like Morpheus or like Howard Jones of Killswitch Engage or something. But yeah, Shadow Man. There we go. Next page looks like Tarzan for PlayStation. It's definitely a game that went by the wayside. I don't know too many people who have really ever talked up Tarzan too much. So we got NFL Extreme 2. This was a game I definitely remember seeing this at video stores, and I remember thinking he looked really crazy with the black around his eyes. And I remember I didn't want to play it because I just didn't like the way the cover looked. I thought that looked really cheesy, but it's NFL, so I would still take it over current day Madden games for sure. Monster Truck Madness 64, definitely another rental. I don't really know anyone that ever really had that game. Hot Wheels, Turbo Racing, that's kind of the same deal there. So sorry about the glare on these pages. They're very waxy, and I may have to adjust the lighting as I go so it kind of stays in point there. But anyways, we'll keep moving on here. Driver on the PlayStation. Now this is like the precursor to Grand Theft Auto, in my opinion. Driving games used to be so simple and like, basically you just run from the cops. I mean, that's pretty much all that was. So many hours sunk into that. A lot of me and my friends, I know for a fact, played Driver all the time. Mortal Kombat, some Tekken Tag Tournament information, some really generic, cheesy teenagers repping some, Paco ripoff clothing or something. Old school picture of Pikachu on there. Now this Spree Kick Me, this encompasses like a memory. Like I remember seeing this so many times. I don't know why this would pop up so much in a magazine, but Sprees, like they were like really in GamePro a lot, or maybe I'm just remembering that wrong. But this picture is like a distinct memory of mine. NFL Blitz 2000. I only ever played NFL Blitz 2000. I don't think I really had it. I don't think they were the same game. There was like a standard and a 2000. Really good. I mean, this came out on a lot of consoles, virtually everything. Even Game Boy. Is that a joke? Hang on a second. Game Boy Color? Oh my gosh. I can't imagine playing it on a Game Boy Color, but it was really fun, man. Get to hit people really hard. I can't believe this is in here. Really, Jansport backpacks. I mean, look, they've even got some type of little tech gear to make you, of course, sunglasses, right? If you got the Jansport, you got to be chilling with some sunglasses on. So that's really funny. Um, Head to head. Not much going on there. These are always really cool. These like art attack pages. You've got some cool Link Zelda artwork there, and looks like someone just made like a WWF Attitude GamePro, and then it looks like Lara Croft, I think. Or oh no, it's Tifa. I'm sorry. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, look at this guy. That oh man, that looks like exactly what I remember feeling like sitting on furniture we had growing up with like big gawky flowers and whatever on it. Experience Chips Ahoy. Is that a real cookie? I mean, is that a real cookie thing? It really is. Chips Ahoy, put that in here. Buyers Beware. There's a N64 Rumble Pack thing there at the bottom, or memory card, whatever. Dino Crisis. This game is such an oddball out, and it's kind of it has a cult following because it's really good, man. Like, I mean, I played through this game one time, and I remember it very, very distinctly being very good. And honestly, like when I think about it, I think I liked Dino Crisis better than some of the Resident Evil games, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. So we got Nintendo announced. Oh, dude, this is about the Nintendo Dolphin. What a strange story that is. It's like you got this whole thing about Nintendo coming out with this console, with IBM and all this stuff and all this, talks of contracts and all that, and then it just completely never, never happened. I mean, I feel like there was stories about people having a Nintendo doll. I don't know. Maybe that's just like a YouTube Legends type stuff. But I don't think anybody ever had one, or if it was ever even a thing. Chocobo Racing, that was really fun. Never had really too much experience with it. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark Ages. So that is that I think that's a game called The Dark Ages. I need to look that up because it looks pretty good here, man. Check this out. If you're into this kind of like D&D stuff right here, I mean, that looks pretty nice, given the time frame. Centipede, yeah, nobody cares. This is so weird. Tilt Force. Think of how like silly this is now, when like everything has gyro controls, and back in the day, this was like a huge thing. This tilt pack. Saying it feels funny. Having like a full thumb drive simply to have something tilt, it just seems so like rudimentary at this point. But who has time to sleep? The new Tetris and Pokemon Snap at Target. Back when games were, well, I would say $49.99. I mean, that's kind of, Walmart hits $49.99 on a lot of Switch games. So we got Army Man Air Attack, Sarge's Heroes. Interesting that Army Man Air Attack was only on the PlayStation and not in 64. These games were like good, but I felt like eventually they just turned into like army games. Like when Army Men, like World War, wasn't that like more just battle based? It wasn't like you're not on like kitchen counters and running around pizza rolls and plates and all that, like picnic blankets. And I felt like they went at some point. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought Army Men World War was like, I don't know. Mortal Kombat Gold for the Sega Dreamcast. That's definitely not one that I had on the Dreamcast. I don't even know if I ever played Mortal Kombat Gold. Looks pretty sweet though. Assuming that it was a basic 2-person fighter. If it's some kind of adventure mode, man, just Uh, check me out. uh, ridiculous looking. Looks like behind the scenes, like stunt doubles from Saved by the Bell or something like that, playing Tetris. And I want to know if this is real. Don't let fantasy become your reality. That cannot be real. Like a hotline to help people distinguish reality from gaming. I hope not. So we got some E3 showstoppers. Oh, this is so cool right here. So we've got Lara Croft on a Harley. I almost think that's the Harley that is in the Shenmue part of this, which we'll get to. Yeah, not too much going on there. Some more E3 showstoppers. Soul Calibur, Castlevania Resurrection, Echo the Dolphin, Ready to Rumble 2, NFL 2000, Dynamite Cop. I didn't know there was just a NFL 2000. Is that 2K? NFL 2K? Is that what that is? Castlevania Resurrection. I never played that. Slave Zero, Sega Bass Fishing, Trick Style. More Dreamcast stuff coming at you. Here's some Shenmue at the bottom. I thought that was interesting that this was so long ago that Shenmue was still 2 words. Interesting. I'm gonna try to pick up the pace here. I should start mailing these out, just see if anybody replies. I think I'm a crazy person. More showstoppers. Vigilante 8, Army Men, Sarge's Heroes again, and Armorines. Armorines, dude, I played that game to pieces when I was younger. I was really into Starship Troopers, and so Armorines Project Swarm was really really fit the mold on that. $99.99, dude. That's a Sega Dreamcast release date, if I'm not mistaken. And it says, "You know it's alive. Worse, it knows it's alive." I'm scared. More Dino Crisis, Resident Evil 3, Tony Hawk, Final Fantasy 8. Man, that's right. I think it came out 1 month after the Dreamcast, or the same day as something like that. I can't remember when it came out. Let's see if it says. Once again, sorry for the glare. Fall 98. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's not a good time to release a console when you got like a Final Fantasy game coming out. Die Hard Trilogy 2. You want a good time, man, go play Die Hard Trilogy 2. Driver. That Giants Citizen Kabuto game. I feel like I saw that game everywhere I went. I never played it. I have no idea what it is, what it's about. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. That looks pretty cool right here. I know that's like a tabletop role-playing thing too. I was not aware so much of the. Well, I guess it's on PC. That makes sense. But oh wow, what are they introducing the computer mouse here? Jesus, is it that old? Some kind of gaming mouse or something. Microsoft's 2 PC innovation, Dual Strike, and Telemouse Explorer. I guess it's this thing, not this. And then we got the meat section. Quake 2. Quake 2, I definitely remember playing Quake 2. I played through that. It was really fun. And you got some meat jokes here. Fryer leg quarters, spineless ground meat, angst beef, and thought there was another joke somewhere on here. Brain fed wild game. So Pokemon Yellow, the original Resident... Is this Resident Evil on the Game Boy? Hang on a second. I am so confused. Why was that a Game Boy? Or Game Boy Color Resident Evil? Maybe I knew about that. Ghost and Goblins. Star Ocean: The Second Story. What a absolute masterpiece that was. Dang, that was a good game. Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. I never really got into that all that much. I I was probably into Bass Hunter 64, probably more than I was the Phantom Menace. So catch me a big old bass. Couple of Game Boy games. I don't know what that is. Quake 3 Arena. Count me out. I do not like arena games. Never have. Kingpin, Life of Crime, blah blah. Darkstone. That was one of those. You remember Darkstone was like the one of the three like 9.99 games. It was like that and Spec Ops and something else, some snowboarding game or something. It was like all 9.99. I remember that. What? Oh, NCAA Football 2000. Yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes. Pretty sweet. Earthworm Jim, Sledstorm. Driver, Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Forget it. Road Rash Unleashed. I put a lot of hours into that game for sure. Jet Moto, Fear Factor. I can't. I couldn't push myself to play Fear Factor. And then Duke Nukem 0 Hour. You got Fighting Force 2, Army Men Air Attack, Knights of Carnage, Command and Conquer, Supreme Snowboarding, Duck Dodgers. I don't know any of those. Man, they were really pushing these Army Men games. That's pretty funny right there, though. Look at that. Sarge's Heroes was cool, man, because it was very house-based. I just feel like they branched away. I mean, after that. Got Sledstorm. Jammer Lammy. That game seems like it's not titled the way I remember it. I remember it being something different, but that's probably why I didn't play it. Ape Escape, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, another Sega Dreamcast. This is like everywhere in this. All those are Sega Dreamcasts. Dude, look how weird this is. Pre-order Final Fantasy VIII and enter to win a fantastic ride. Available $99.99. Wait, so did it come out the same day as the Dreamcast? Am I crazy? It was the same. Yeah, I mean, like Dreamcast was $9.99. That's crazy that those were on the same day. You could win a car, the 2000 Toyota Echo. Yep, that sounds like a good time, I guess, right? Pokemon Snap. Kind of boring, if you ask me. I never could really get into that. Mario Golf. That's a good game. Another NCAA football, sports games. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Man, I tried to give these games a couple different chances in my life. And I just felt like there were other games like it that were better. Like, although I kind of lumped Spawn into the same. I don't know. Not sure. They just didn't seem very good. Very, very difficult to navigate. A lot like Shadow Man. Motorcycles. Quarterback Club. Oh, look at this ultimate gaming rig you could win, guys. I mean, that's pretty sweet, dude. I mean, I would like to have that now. I mean, that's crazy. I need to fill this out. Superman in a new dimension. Oh, no. Don't be. Please don't be. The Superman 64. Is that it? No, that's Superman, the new Superman Adventures. Okay, I'm assuming that's not Superman 64. Anything but that. Jade Cocoon. Very cool RPG there. Now we're in the RPG part of this. Lunar 2, I played it a couple times, never got through it because I was always borrowing someone's Lunar 2 copy. Saga Frontier 2, that was really cool. Chocobo's Dungeon, never really played it that much. Wrestling, Carmageddon. I think Carmageddon was like right around, like in the same vein as Twisted Metal and all that. Look at this guy. Look at these guys. Shadowgate 64, one of my very, very, very good friends would like to reminisce about Shadowgate 64. We do it often, actually. Neo Geo Pocket. A couple different versions of that. Some more cheesy wrestler pictures. Tekken Tag Tournament, which is almost the same thing as cheesy wrestling pictures. Wow. Man, it's like every Tekken person. What is this? Oh, it's the tilt pack for the N64. Did anybody own this? Is that out there? Did somebody like really go out and like remember getting a tilt pack for the N64? Because I had never heard that. Got some Super Smash Brothers. Oh, was that the original Super Smash came out or was coming out too? Awesome. More football, GamePro. Yeah, that's it, man. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VIII and the Sega Dreamcast came out on the same day. I did not remember that. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there, dude. I mean, like, there's a good issue. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of these issues. I don't know how many I can come across in the wild, but it's fun to reminisce through these. I mean, seeing some games like you know in their larval stage, I guess. You know, they don't always turn out the same, but I don't know. I may do more of these. Just depends on how this is. This could really suck and really be boring, but like I was saying, some people may have just never got to see these, and I don't know any other way that somebody would see it unless you just run across someone having them in the wild. But hope this was kind of cool. I may do some more. It just depends on how this turns out, I suppose. But thanks for sticking around, guys, and catch you on the next video. Thank you.